Hello darlings, welcome to my home. I'm Catherine, and today we're going to be doing our New Music Monthly video series where I talk about new music that came out in the last month. So this is the month of September that we're going to be talking about today. Last time I kind of went a little crazy, and this time I went even more crazy. So in these videos, I'm going to try and just talk about like my top 10 to 15 favorite songs that came out. And all the other ones are going to be in the Spotify and YouTube playlists that are all linked down below. And there's some new albums that just came out too, and some other fun things that we'll talk about. So I'm excited to get to that. So in these videos, I do come from like a musical background a bit, and I just want to talk more about vibes. We're not talking about like music industry terms and all that kind of stuff. So the point of these videos really is to get you guys like searching new music, looking at all this new music, listening to it, and making judgments yourself. This is all just stuff that I really like and some other new things that I found. So if anything's kind of like, oh, I don't understand what she's talking about, go listen to this song. Because a lot of times in these videos, like I've said before, my brain and my mouth don't always connect. So I know what I mean up here, but saying it isn't necessarily always like the easiest for me. So if you have any questions about like, you know, genres or something, you can always look it up. You can always, you know, bother me in the comments about it. But everything's kind of a mix anymore. So sometimes it is hard to explain things. I'm in the art world, so like explaining, you know, the era that something comes from and like all these other things, like sometimes descriptors aren't necessarily like helpful for the audience. So that's why a lot of times I'm just talking about vibes. And sometimes I'll talk about a little bit more of the intricacies of the songs. But I just think, you know, music and art are for everyone to enjoy. So that's why I want to keep it kind of, you know, kind of chill on this channel. We also have like a small theme for the makeup today. I'm gonna be doing a lot of milky. So this is milky gloss. And then this one is like lemon smoothie or melon smoothie, chocolate milk, kind of softer. I don't really know what I'm doing because I'm kind of just rushing today a little bit. My ex is on his way from Indiana all the way to Colorado. So he's been in the car for, I don't know, 12 hours now. And he might be here tonight. I don't know. He's either tonight or tomorrow. So I'm a little bit rushed and stressed. And, you know, this is the man I was engaged to. And I haven't seen him in a while. So I know it's going to be a little bit emotional. But I'm also getting all of my stuff, like all the rest of the stuff that I was supposed to have in like January. So I'm really excited because a lot of this stuff, like all of these things on my wall here, they belong in a drawer really, but I just decided to hang them up because I didn't have what I wanted to. And then like I painted that guy, put my Halloween shit up, you know, and I always want to have a record there. So I have my Janet Jackson Control up there right now. That's what I was listening to earlier. So I might be a little like kind of weird today, but it's gonna be kind of nice, and I just thought it'd be fun to get through these and kind of get to talk about the music I've been listening to all month instead of keeping it in my head. I thought today was a good day, so sorry if I'm frantic, but here we go. Let's see where the brush takes us. Let's go. Okay, our first stop is Zibita. These songs are always stuck in my head when I'm making these videos because I'm like playing them and then recording and then playing them again. But our first song comes from Tommy Genesis and Mochak. It was a little bit confusing in the description because the artist is either called Artesian or Mochak. But they just released a new EP with Tommy Genesis, and the song's called No Boys Allowed, which love, but it's a kind of a dreamy house music song, and it has that really great driving like no boys allowed. But anything she does, I really love Tommy Genesis. I'm trying to think what her biggest song is, because I remember I found her kind of the same time I found Abra, which was years ago. I mean, probably 10 years ago now. It feels like it was 5 minutes ago, but I want to say she was on Awful Records with like Father and Abra. That one's a really fun dance song. There's a lot of really great like dance house songs coming out right now because there's this weird thing happening in the like club scene where straight clubs are becoming like really, 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 really boring. And I just keep seeing like Instagram and TikToks about it, like reels and TikTok thingies about it. And but in the queer world, I feel like it's totally like ramping up. Like there's so much more new music, there's more events, and you know, it's like we're not gonna stop. I'm just telling you now. But Kylie Minogue just released Lights Camera Action, and that one's a really great like it's more EDM, and there's some really great remixes of that one that are coming out. But the music video for that one actually is really fun. It's basically the behind the scenes of a music video in the music video. So I've really loved that one. Piri and Tommy, they have a new song called Dog. And that one would be really fun in the club too. But you know, I find a lot of music that I would want to listen to in the club, because it's something I do a lot, and then you know, I like to make my house and my car feel like the club as well. So I'm always going down that route. Another like really fun club song that just came out was Paris Hilton and Megan Thee Stallion with BBA, Bad Bitch Academy, and it's kind of like a classic club anthem. And you know, there's like steps to being a bad bitch in the song, but it's just really fun and upbeat. From listening to that one, that brought me on to like Slater has some new music. Chase Icon, if you guys know, if you know, you know. They just like deleted all, I don't know if it's just, but they deleted like all of their like really fun just internet videos, and now they're making music. So if you know like Aisha Erotica and Chase Icon and Slater, even I feel like Azealia Banks is kind of in that a little bit, where it's really raunchy. Like if you know, you know. But Chase Icon just came out with They Wanna, and I really love it. You know, they're kind of considered like queer icons at this point, and so a lot of my music is very queer centric. I mean, I think a lot of music in general is, and people don't really like to talk about it. That always brings me to the Drag Race like queens making music, and some really great shit just came out. Bimini's been dropping a bunch of new stuff, and she might go back to like Bimini Bamboo Lash, but it's just Bimini right now. But she's like walking like runways, and just like Taste, like they're like making music, walking runways. It's not like in the franchise anymore. It's very like widespread, which I'm really loving. But Morphine Love Dion, and this song, she's just called Morphine Love, but Morphine just released a song, Princesa de Miami, is that what it's called? This one is so good. Oh my god, it's with Laguni Chonga, and I absolutely love her. Like, she's an amazing like Spanish speaking rapper, and when this one came out, I was like, there's no way like a Drag Race queen is doing like stuff with like big people, you know. It was just like the weirdest but makes most sense music video that came out this month. I was so excited. But that one's another really great one, and a little bit of reggaeton vibes, and very Miami. It's very Miami. You can hear it in there. Then after that, I saw Miss Jade. If you guys are like watch Drag Race at all, watch Drag Race Philippines and just watch the season that Miss Jade is on, because she is a whole other like, she's on another planet. She's on a planet of her own, and I want to live there. Like, she's amazing. But that one's called Power Top Nabratsi, and like, it's another really fun club anthem. That one's just worth a listen, just because she's amazing. I loved her on that season. Like, Philippines is a really fun season. All the franchises are very different. If you're watching Global All Stars, you understand like why I am excited about other people judging, because like the judging on Global All Stars has been insane, and it makes absolutely no sense, and basically only the English speaking queens are doing well, and the queens that have been judged by Rue before. So it's really fun to see Mama Pao on Drag Race Philippines. Like, they're like lifting her up, and you know, it's like they're having a lot more fun, and the judging seems a little bit to like make a lot more sense. But that show's really fun, and there's some amazing characters on there. I really love like learning all the cultural references and stuff. But Miss Jade, oh my god, when she came on, I was like, holy shit, I love this person. She just does whatever she wants, and she's like sex positive, and she's just amazing, and like really great sense of humor. But she's had a lot of success online, and so her like channel's doing really well and all of that. So I would suggest like checking out her new music and check out her channel, because she's doing really like fun and important stuff. Another crazy bitch I love, Horse Girl is coming out with new music. This one's Eat, Sleep, Slay, Repeat. But the lyrics like in the music video are replaced by like Hey. She's an amazing DJ. But she's like a DJ and producer who wears like a horse mask, and basically only will answer questions about like horse things in interviews, and like is really committing to the role. But it's a really interesting mask, and all of her music is so fun, and it has some like hard step sound to it. That's what I was saying, like I feel like there's a lot of British influence in the EDM scene right now, because I'm hearing a lot of very like late 90s English sounds in the new like US music that's in the US anyway. It's not always like US produced, but what's being played and what's being shown is definitely like a lot more English inspired, which I find really fun. But that the hard step style is really fun. And that it just it's like relentless, and I just love that. I don't know why, but this reminded me, like talking about Horse Girl reminded me of FKA Twigs was just in the new Crow movie, in The Crow or whatever. I don't know if it's come out yet or not. I'm not like a horror, I don't know, I'm not on top of that kind of stuff. But she plays like the main character, Shelly, I think, in that, and it's like all the visuals are really great. But she just came out with Eusexua. I don't know how to say any of this stuff, you guys. I'm just relaying information. You know how I do. But this one is another really like fun EDM song. It's very FKA Twigs, kind of disjointed and a little bit like industrial, like hardcore a little bit. Like it gives very like Acid Trip, where everything's just it's fractalized, I should say. I think we're gonna do blue in the center there just because it's fun, and like I am allowed to try things because why not? I just want to put blueberry in there. And of course I'm using dirty brushes. I have like a little, like it used to be a candle, but put this like next to your brushes so that you can put your dirty brushes in it, and then they don't mix, because I like to keep them clean. I usually clean them after every session, but I've been lazy lately, so we're gonna use this one because it has a little blue on it anyway. But it's nice to have like all this stuff prepared, you know, your mise en place before you do anything. So having this like right next to, it's next to me and my brushes, so I can just put it in when I'm done and clean it on the way, you know. FKA Twigs reminds me of like what Bjork was like in, you know, the 90s, kind of like early 2000s, where people didn't really understand what she was doing. I think a lot more people understand now. But when she first came out, like people did not get it, and I think it's because she's bringing like a kind of underground scene to the mainstream, and that always happens. Like the music she makes is not anything that is like really that crazy, because of where it comes from. Like you can see the progression and things like that. But I think because she became mainstream, you know, people started to get kind of tuned into this type of music, which is really interesting. And I just find that interesting about her, that she kind of brought this underground scene a little bit to the mainstream at the time. So that's why I always keep an eye on her, because she's really smart and I love her. So usually I've been trying to make these like I would in the order I would put them in a playlist, so it kind of makes sense. But because I kind of rushed this month, like I had a lot going on this month. I don't know what. It's weird to do like a monthly video and realize how short a month is, because I was a lot more prepared for my first one, I think, because I was ready, you know, excited for it, ready for it, and I had time at the time, and now I have a little less time during the week, especially since school started back up, and also like, you know, that one was a lot more prepared for, and I had a lot more time before, whereas these next few are going to be quicker and quicker. So sorry if I feel so like, but this will be fun. It's getting there. So a little bit, you know, kind of out of order, but I'll put them in more of a fun order, like when I post the video. But for now, like I'm just talking about what I'm thinking of. So then the next few songs are a little bit more in the like rock genre. Amyl and the Sniffers just came out with a new, I think it's a new album. Ooh, what was that? But they just released a new song called Big Dreams, and it's kind of about like being stuck in your like small town, small apartment, and having bigger dreams. You know how they do. And they wrote a whole like piece about it on YouTube. I believe it was YouTube or Instagram or somewhere. And that one's just really great. Like they're more of a rock band out of Australia, Aussies. And I actually found them because Amy, the lead singer, was on Drag Race Down Under as a guest judge. And I really loved her vibe, and then getting into their music a little bit more. I'm not like a big rock person, but I really like this one. It's kind of my thing about like people getting upset that like, oh, I don't know the guest judges, and it's like, guys, it's kind of the point. I found a lot of really amazing music through Drag Race, and it's been on for 15 years, and there are like 15 franchises, so I'm finding like, Drag Race Holland, I found a bunch of new music. All the Spanish-speaking countries, like, you find new music and new people all the time through these shows. And so next time you say, I don't know who this person is, it's like, well, that's kind of why they're on there. Like, sometimes it makes sense when they have like a bigger judge and they're judging, like a competition. So it makes sense that you'd want someone that has a lot more experience and all this stuff. But when we're talking about like music and introducing people to the world, like Drag Race is actually doing a really amazing job of having smaller artists on. Like Drag Race Canada, I found out about Ali X. I didn't know about her before. So to kind of like find new people, even Troye Sivan was on Drag Race, and I didn't know who he was before, because if you don't get exposed to it, how are you supposed to know, Ooh, that's fun, isn't it? Caroline Kingsbury is doing some really amazing like 80s inspired music, and it's kind of on that same wavelength, like the dreamy kind of rock. And I'm really loving her new stuff. But she has a new song called Take My Phone Away, and it's a really great like lesbian anthem, and I think we need more of that. But it's kind of it's that 80s rock, electronic a little bit, but she's definitely belting out, great singer. So that's a really fun one to check out. Keep being in the, EDM rock sphere. Justice and Tame Impala just released a new song. And that one's been really fun. It's like Never Ender. And then there are a bunch of remixes that just came out. But Justice is like, what came after Daft Punk, basically, to me. Really, really fun electronic, duo. And then Tame Impala brings their kind of like psychedelic rock inspiration into this song. So that one has been really fun. It kind of just came out, so I haven't been listening to it like a whole bunch. Some of the older ones I've been listening to a lot more just because they've been on longer in my car. I wanted to mention that one because I'm really loving like the Justice kind of comeback. Okay, do we do eyeliner with this one? I think maybe we should. I need to like dust out the parts that are left, but I like this shape. It's a weird shape, but I like it. Another fun kind of like retro kind of sound is coming out of Turkey. The band Kit Sebastian. Really, really fun. They have a new song that's called, it's like Bul Bul Bul, B-U-L 3 times. But that one's really fun. It has a really interesting sound. I want to say it's kind of like 60s, 70s psychedelic mixed with 80s quirky pop. So think, Devo mixed with some Jefferson Airplane a little bit, and some of that Jimi Hendrix sound that like was obviously inspired by India and things like that. But that one's really fun, and the music video is always also very, very fun. Look at this weirdness I'm doing, guys. Just weird. I kind of like it though. I'm gonna do my classic powder under the eyes and act like that's enough. Like, I know I'm not doing a full face. I know. I'm not delusional. I totally know what I'm doing. I know that I look crazy. I know that I'm just having fun, and that's all that matters. I'm gonna find a good way of playing the songs for you, because I'm getting a little tired of like trying to explain when it just doesn't work like that for me very well. Like trying to explain the song, it's like I don't want to just do a video of like listing songs that I listen to and that's it. But I don't want to like steer you the wrong way and say the wrong thing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try and play like little clips, so that might make it like more fun for you guys too. Okay, we're gonna try and do some eyeliner. I haven't done eyeliner in so long. I used to do it every day, and I just got really tired of it. And my eyes, like the older I get, the more they're watery. So I haven't done the whole black eyeliner in a while. Hopefully I don't ruin the makeup by doing this. I'm gonna have to get like up in there to do it. So I think I'm gonna do one eye and then see you in a second. I mean, it looks fine. I just like, I'm kind of done with eyeliner on every look. So, cause I don't think it looks amazing every time. And then like I have to fill in my eye, like my waterline quite a bit, because you can, my waterline is like very visible. So there's always like this weird break. So I just kind of stopped doing it because it just gets everywhere and it's really hard to do evenly and all that shit. But I'm trying over here. I was having trouble with this liner and I realized the very tip of it is like dried out. So I'm gonna have to fix this like a little bit. But anyway, so lastly, like I just wanted to get to some of the full albums that came out and some of my favorite songs on them. But Lion Babe, they just came out with a new album. It's called House of Lion Babe, and just full of really great house club music. And you know, I kind of love anything they do. They've been doing, they've been doing some really fun stuff in the past few years. Came out, I mean, they might be like 10, 15 years old at this point, but you know, bop after bop after bop. And we actually have Sophie, who's coming out with their posthumous like album called Sophie. She passed away a few years ago in kind of a freak accident, and a lot of people were left, you know, feeling very, very like intensely about it. Definitely like a trailblazer in the EDM community. So it's gonna be really interesting because that album just came out like I think 5 days ago or so at this point. Very end of September it came out, and so that one's been really interesting. They also just had I think it was Google had an animation on their site. So like spreading that kind of like influence right now is really important. I love how I went insane and none of you stopped me. Yeah. We're gonna try and fix it a little bit, but it's been a weird day. I mean, it looks okay. It just looks insane on the monitor. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm fucking crazy, but we're gonna do the black from this. It's another Venus palette, of course it is. Because that's all I have, you know. A little smoke helps everybody, I'm just saying. I'm not getting more and more insane as I go along. Sorry. I'm just kind of adding in more blue just to get the pigment. Because these are super pigmented and I'm just being like silly with them. I'm not using enough. As always, it's always a problem. But I don't know how I feel about this eyeliner. It kind of went, you know, I lost control of it a little bit. I fixed it like this shape, but it's a little bigger than I was thinking in my head as I was going along. But this is just for fun YouTube, so I don't care. Snotty Nose Rez Kids just came out with a new album called Red Future, and I've been listening to it quite a bit, and they're still pretty small. They're like a duo of Native Canadian rappers, and I really love their perspective. I love their sound. The song I've been listening to the most probably is Let Your Hair Down, but they also have a really good one called Burn. Murder, She Wrote is a really fun one, and you know, they feature a lot of other people I'd never heard of before, and that's kind of what I love about YouTube is like you get suggested like the most random thing and all of a sudden it's like one of your favorite groups. So I'm really loving them, and it's fun that this is like brand new, so I get to see kind of the journey of this album. It came out about 2 to 3 weeks ago, Red Future, and even the visualizers are so fucking cool, like really futuristic, like native fashions and sounds. And one of them is one of the music videos they're getting there, I think it's for Let Your Hair Down. You know, they're getting braided up in like a salon, and it's full of like empowered like women with really cool fashion, and I love every part of that. I think we need more of that. And it doesn't kind of like, I think people think it might like cheapen your brand or whatever to like have a good message, but it definitely doesn't at all. Like it's still really fucking cool. It's really like impactful, and it sounds so good. Like I really love this one. It has it gives me kind of like that 90s kind of Public Enemy sound, and they throw in like really interesting like samples and stuff from different places. So I've been listening to that one probably the most. Let Your Hair Down, in my car. And then I was just listening to it just now. I'm like, yeah, even like the 70th time I've heard it, it's really good. I love these NYX Epic Wear, whatever, Epic eyeliners, but they don't like to sharpen very well, and they're really, really sticky. So sometimes it's hard to like glide it. And for some reason, this one keeps getting broken. Every time I sharpen it, it just breaks. So I'm working on that. Okay, so a lot happened in that cut. I ran out of space, so I had to like save what I had filmed, but I was like ready to stop anyway. But then it takes forever to process, so I put some demi lashes, demi wispies on. They're just like slightly longer. You can see a little from the side. But I'm not doing anything super like amazing here. The last thing I wanted to talk about was like the last kind of newish album that came out. I'm gonna do my lippies and we'll talk about that. I know I need to get concealer and do all the like perfect things, but I'm not like a makeup channel. I'm just like a person channel. So I'm not here for like the most perfect makeup, but I'm trying. We're doing it. So my ex is gonna be here tonight. He's like, yeah, it's just another 4 hours. I'm just like, what? I mean, that's a long time, but you do you, boy. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't care. I'm not gonna tell you no, I guess. It's a little more pink than I was hoping, but here we go. So the last album that kind of came out, I saw it this morning. It's the deluxe version of Sing the Sorrow from AFI. This was like my first album that I really fell in love like with the whole album, in the kind of like emo rock genre. AFI started as like a skate punk band, and then they became more of like a hardcore, but all of their music is very punk based, and they're actually like completely straight edge. And I'm pretty sure Davey, the lead singer, is like straight edge and vegan and has been the whole time and all that stuff. So they were very unique at a certain point, but then there's a whole like straight edge punk scene as well. And they've just been going for a very long time. And Sing the Sorrow came out in like 2003. It has some really amazing songs, like Girls Not Grey is probably one of my favorite songs like ever. The Leaving Song Part 2. And what I love about that is like everything's so original and unique, and like they're not like any other band. I don't actually listen to any other kind of like punk or anything like that. And they came more into the mainstream kind of during December Underground, that Miss Murder era. That was like 2006 or so. I was like in 6th grade or something. It was between like 6th and 8th grade for me, and just everything about them is so unique. But they released like a deluxe version of Sing the Sorrow sometime this week. I think it was this morning, and it has a few extra songs on it, and I believe it's been remastered, so it all sounded like amazing. I listened to the whole album on the way to the dog park this morning. So that's another really fun one to get into. There was like so much new music, there was no way I was gonna get through like even a part of it. So I tried to do a small percentage. These are just the songs, like I said, the ones that I've been listening to a little bit more. There were a couple I didn't get to that I really wanted to, but I'm running out of like memory in my brain and on my computer and stuff. So I just thought we'll end it there. This is the final look. I don't really know. It looks interesting in person. I like it. I think I'll do it again in a different way. Like this is sort of what I was trying to go for, but this side on the eyeliner is a little bit higher. So this is the one that I wanted it to look like. I don't know how people get like completely fill in the waterline. I tried like all the different things that I usually do, and it still looks a little disconnected, but who cares? None of this really truly matters. Like whatever. I did a little orange blush. You can't see. I took whatever I put on my eyebrows, I took it off. I did a few things while I was waiting for the first part of the video to like process. But you know, it's fun. It's something that I would probably wear to the club, and I'm probably going to keep it on for a little bit, especially because I used some lashes on it, and I normally don't. But so thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed whatever I just did to my head. And find some new music. This has all been really fun for me to like discover new things, to put together. I like making little compilations anyway. And like I said, all of this is going to be on Spotify and YouTube in the playlists that are linked down below. So be excellent to each other. I'll see you next time. Bye.